then to be able to offer this collaborative graduate specialization. We have 60 experts from across Western that who are part of our center, and they work on everything from reconciliation, including through sport, for example, criminal accountability, post-colonial legacies, legal reconstruction, the environment, human rights, economic justice, healing circles, democratization, and so much more. We have a number of affiliated faculties and departments, and you're probably already familiar with this, but I'll just mention it. We have in arts and humanities, we have English, French, Hispanic studies, philosophy, and gender, sexuality, and women's studies, both their MA and PhD programs for all of those. In health sciences, we have kinesiology, again, both their MA and PhD programs. In law, we have our LLM thesis, our master's in the study of law and PhD program. We also have in social sciences, anthropology, history, political science, psychology, and sociology. For all of those, again, both their MA and PhD programs, and in theology, the master's program. So all of those departments and faculties are part of the TJ Center. And if that's one of your home programs, then you can be part of the collaborative graduate specialization. We are a center of excellence in scholarship on transitional justice and post-conflict reconstruction. And I'll get into the sorts of things that we do every year in a little bit, but we do everything from speaker series, conferences, panel discussions, and more, as you'll hear. So I'll just turn now to the career trajectories of our graduates, and then I'll talk about our faculty. Some of our graduates have gone on to become postdocs or faculty members at universities across Canada. Others have gone into work with the federal and provincial governments on transitional justice. So, for example, in the international realm with Global Affairs Canada, or in Indigenous issues. And others have gone into policy work, think tank work, and non-governmental organization work related to transitional justice. Our TJ Collaborative Graduate Specialization helps to indicate to potential employers that you have expertise in this field, very specialized knowledge that others may not have. And our faculty members, if you happen to take a look at the center, the TJ Center's website, you'll see that they work in a large number of areas. So, for example, I work on international criminal law and transitional justice, particularly gender issues, but we have individuals who work in anthropology, kinesiology, sociology, and oh gosh, all across the spectrum on issues related to transitional justice. I just met this morning with Amanda Jibb at FIMS, who works on issues related to the war post-conflict situation in El Salvador, for example. I will now turn it over to Scott.
Thank you, Valerie. Great that you met with Amanda. That's awesome. So let me just talk a little bit about the specializations. And first, the thing that you should note is that your degree will always be granted by your home program. This is an add-on. This is a notation on your transcript and on your diploma that, as Valerie said, indicates that you've got specialized knowledge in issues relating to transitional justice. So there are ways to fold the work that we ask you to do in order to earn the specialization into your regular coursework, but it could very well be that this is also some additional work on top of that. We have different requirements for the MA and PhD levels. So at the MA level, there's one core course that's required. That's TJ 9501. It's offered in the winter term. We also require, a half course in a TJ related area. And you could take that course from inside your program or outside. So if you are in psychology, for example, you could take a course in anthropology that has been approved for TJ, or you could find a psychology class that could do that as well. If you were writing a thesis or a major research paper, your advisor must be affiliated with the TJ Center. If there's somebody that you want to work with whose work would be related, it's not a very onerous process to get them affiliated, and you can always have them talk to Valerie. If you're taking a coursework only master's, 30% of your courses need to be um, from the TJ related list. And that list, which I'll show you in just a few minutes, is available at this very short URL because the much longer one ate up too much space on the PowerPoint. You can also click on the QR code and you will be able to get access to that list. For the PhDs, there's a course as well. It's numbered 9502. That's also offered in the winter term. It is advanced foundations, so there is additional work beyond what the master students are expected to do. You're also expected to take 2 half courses in a TJ related area. Again, those could be within your program or from an outside department. There's a comprehensive exam requirement, and this can work in a number of ways. If your department has a comprehensive exam requirement where it can be modified to account for or to include transitional justice, then we work with the department to arrange that. If there are exams in your department that cannot be adapted, then there's an extra exam or other kind of project that we can do in order to assess your readiness to pursue the PhD. If you've gotten an MA in TJ, you can re-up for the PhD, and there are certain special set of requirements to do that. Again, the course list is, and your dissertation supervisor has to be TJ affiliated. And again, the course list is here. I've also included the courses that are being offered this year that have all been approved to count as TJ related courses. Everything from anthropology to comparative literature, sociology, history, and kinesiology, including race decolonization and physical cultures, which sounds like a really cool class. So there's the requirements. I want to invite Priscilla now to talk a little bit about what it's like to be on the inside and to get through all of this. So Priscilla.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity, Valerie and Schaefer. So I've been enrolled in the program as a PhD student. I am in my final year, my 4th year PhD student. So I've gone through all the milestones now, and I can say that the most exciting experience with the TJ program is having students from all different departments sharing their knowledge and their perspectives, different methodologies. It's very unexpected sometimes the directions the discussions go, especially in the TJ course. It was when I took it, it was at 7 p.m. the course, because it was the only time that we could combine all the courses together, and it ended at 10, and I was so pumped with all the discussions. It was so excited that I didn't even feel tired of spending 3 hours from 7 to 10 discussing with students. Aside from the courses and comprehensive exams, you have also opportunities. We have a discussion group, a grad discussion group that we usually do. It's one meeting per month. We get together. It's a group that is completely open to everyone to bring their ideas of readings that we should discuss. It's a rotating chair, so we take turns in choosing the readings, and whoever wants to be in charge of the discussions. So it's also another opportunity that we, bring us together to discuss issues that are relevant to the students and to share ideas. And well, I encourage everybody to go to the speaker series, because this is also another opportunity where you're gonna be in touch with many different perspectives of how we can address, or which are the main topics that are discussed with the TJ. So it gets you a bit out of your comfort zone and in touch with various ways of analyzing and also solving problem to the TJ area, which is very complicated, especially in the times that we're living, right? So there are issues there. It's just, I really enjoy being in the program, as you guys can see. And I am offering to chairing the discussion group for the first meeting. So if you guys have received an email, um, we don't have a date yet. I'm waiting on the response of students if they're interested or not in participating in this group discussion. And once I have received the answers from the students, we can set up a doodle and see the best time for everyone, so we can meet once a month and have a little bit more interaction in between students at the student level. So, yep. Oh,
So
yeah, the last thing. Yes, it's the last thing that I'm proposing this term is, if you guys would be interested in watching some, I think the email that was sent out already have the list of the movies that I'm proposing. There are movies talking specifically about transitional justice historical moments, in Argentina or in Rwanda, and also from the perspective of gender-based violence during periods of war. So there are different topics, and it's just a moment for us also to get together in an informal setting, so we can just watch it and share our opinions, just interact with each other. Thank
excellent.
you.
Thank you so much, Priscilla. We are so happy that you are willing to host the first of the graduate student reading group, and also proposing this film group, which is really exciting. I'll offer a little bit more about what the TJ Center does, to which all graduate students are invited. So you've already heard mention of the speaker series. I'm in the midst of organizing that speaker series for this academic year, but I can let you know that we already have a distinguished lecturer who will be speaking in January or February. And her name is Giselle Harris. She's an accomplished Afghan lawyer and scholar, and she was the first presidential ombudsperson. Unfortunately, she had to flee Afghanistan with very little notice, days following the takeover by the Taliban. And the Taliban had come to her apartment building 3 times in one day searching for her because she was a female leader. So she's going to talk about the situation in Afghanistan right now, which unfortunately has deteriorated even more than when she had to flee. And she will be talking about transitional justice efforts with respect to women and girls in Afghanistan. So that's something to kind of keep your eye on in the future. If you join our Transitional Justice Collaborative Graduate Specialization, you're added to the TJ Grad email list, and you will receive notice of all of the different events that are going on. I'll also mention that we organize conferences, and we heavily involve our graduate students in our conferences. We are planning one on tech and transitional justice in the new year. And I'm holding one tomorrow in Toronto on gender persecution as a crime against humanity, and where transitional justice fits in addressing gender persecution. I think that's it for what I need to talk to you about.
Great. Thank you. So for those of you who have questions that you don't feel comfortable posing here, that pop into your head later on, I've listed both Valerie and my email address on here. You can also reach us by way of the TJ Center website at tjcenter.uwo.ca. And now, at this time, I want to open it up for any questions that you might have about the program, about the cultural life, about the free coffee, whatever it happens to be.
And I know, Mario, you are on it here too, and you are an experienced TJ Center grad student. So if you want to say anything about your experiences, please feel free to chime in, but you don't have to.
We're going to let him off the hook.
Thank you so much. No, I'm very happy in this program. Good to see you, Valerie,
Good.
Priscilla, and Scott as well. Um, I was thinking about one of the best program that I took in transitional justice. To me, was related to theology and peace as well. You know,
Yes.
I'm trying to connect all my resources, my research with transitional justice, and also with the women victims of the conflict in the south of the country in Colombia. This program is very useful to my thesis topic research as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Mario.
I have a question because I was wondering about one of the course that I took. The core course is let me see, TJ 9501.
Yes.
This is the same for the doctoral level? Is it the same course, right?
Yes. Yes. It's the same course
Okay.
for the master's and the doctoral level.
Oh, thank you so much. I was wondering, I have to take another course related with TJ.
You have satisfied that requirement.
Thank you so much.
Ainsley's asking if there is an application deadline or if it's floating. There is a technical deadline. I think we can call it that. For the master's students, it is the drop date of the term in which the core course is offered, uh, which is usually the sixth week or something along those lines. Um, and for PhD students, it should be within your first year, but if you were just discovering us now, that doesn't prevent you from declaring the specialization and taking the courses. It's in a sense any time up until when you have satisfied all of the requirements except for the dissertation.
So normally the grad students who are in the PhD programs aim to take it by, at the very latest, their third year of their program. It's just a different way of saying the same thing.
That's much more clear. Thank you, Valerie. What other questions do you all have?
I, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, a question. I feel I cannot what's it called, like register for the TJ because uh don't have don't have rooms to take the 30% of courses, and also yeah, probably no room to take the mandatory course. But I'm thinking as a, I don't know, like as a student who is not registered for TJ, are there any events open for everyone?
Oh yes, our events are open to, so our speaker series events are open to anyone on campus. Um, Sometimes our conferences are as well. It just depends on whether it's invitation only or if it's a public conference. So then what you would need to do is email me and just ask to be on the emailing list for conferences and events, and I can add you there. if you're not part of the TJ graduate
Thank
specialization.
you. I will email you.
Okay, thank you.
And Hongshu, just so you know, the 30% course require or TJ course requirement is only if you're doing a coursework only masters. If you're doing the MRP or the thesis version of a master's, then you only need the core course plus the extra half course. I know
Oh,
it gets a little confusing sometimes keeping all of those straight, but yeah, it would be the extra half course plus the core course.
so it's the core course and plus one any course on the course list. So for example, sociology is that racial inequality.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
but also I feel I probably cannot register because I feel my MRP probably will focus on more on like migration than transitional justice. But definitely I want to know more about transitional justice. Yeah.
And
Come.
anyone can take the TJ core course. So even if you
Mhm.
don't register in the specialization, you can still take that core course to learn more. If your focus on migration ends up having a significant TJ aspect, then you can always decide later to
Mhm.
enroll if you'd like.
I see. So to clarify, the deadline is kind of like the deadline for like switching uh dropping courses. When will be there?
In the winter term, yes. So the latest time to enroll for master students would be the drop date for the TJ core course, which is in the winter term.
So
So
still have few more months to
oh yeah,
decide.
yeah. It's usually the end of February or beginning of March.
Okay, I will think more about that. Thank you.
And I just thought of a question that I have been asked in the past, and I'll just put it out there. If you look at the TJ list of required courses, and for whatever reason, none of those or some of those don't really speak to you in terms of what you are focusing on for your major research paper or your thesis, but there is another course that's not on the list that would fit really, really well, and that you would be bringing a clear TJ focus to whatever the requirements are for that course, you can always make a request to Professor Schaefer to have a special recognition of this course as satisfying one of the half courses satisfying your TJ requirements.
Other questions that you all have? Should you have any further questions, please feel free to email Valerie or me, and we would be happy to help you out. Priscilla's email is also on the PowerPoints in case you want to participate in or contribute to either the discussion group or the film group. And beyond that, I want to thank you all for coming and hope that you join us. Thanks, everybody.